Okay, it's starting to smell bad, so I think I'm going to stop that experiment. Welcome. Today we have a bit of a mystery on our hands. This is a tape recorder. It's a reel-to-reel Granada VT-800, circa the 1960s. And as you can see, it has a bit of a hole in the front here. And there are more holes. Where did I see the other ones? There's one here in the side. And we've got some missing screws in the bottom. And we have the missing battery hatch. 4D cells go in there, or you can plug it in, and the cable is a little bit mangled. Someone's tried to repair that. It does work, but it's not the best job in the world. We have something written here. We have voice operation tape recorder, solid state 8 transistor, and then it tells you the voltage, etc, etc, and made in Japan. And then there's a strange little plate here that says CSA file number LR23605, whatever that's about. There used to be a sticker here by the look of that, long gone. Here's the front again, this nice little grill here. I'm not sure why the hole is there, as I said. It's not supposed to have that. And then to open it up, we have these little clips at the side. Nice carrying handle, by the way. And yeah, let's get it open, shall we? Down and up like that. And then this actually just lifts right off. And we can get it out of the way. There we go. Alright, so here we go. The volume and on switch here on the left. The microphone in and remote in. Some of these old machines came with a microphone that had these two plugs on the end. I might even have one. We have the rec level and the battery indicator at the same time. Radio, I presume that's an input, which makes sense because then you can record radio shows to the tape there. And now the earphone jack is missing. Or it's broken, because I tried plugging into that and it was too large for the jack, and also nothing happened. Pilot light that comes on when you turn the power on, the record button, and the rewind, stop, play, record selector. Then we have the tape itself, of course. These are... what are these? These are 5-inch reels. Right, so this tape here is labeled as Good Shorts number 3, 900 feet of Mylar. There's some nice printing on the back here. Plaza recording tape. I'm not sure if that's actually the tape that's in there. It might be actually a different backing, because this one says Allegro. Yeah, it's just a different, the backing is from another tape. So who knows which one this is. There's a box of these tapes, and we also had this one in there that says bad tape, and I'm quite excited about that because it means it might be very interesting to record things on and, you know, mess them up. So we'll keep that aside. So as I mentioned, the speaker doesn't seem to work, nor does the earphone out. Okay, so here's the on and volume control, as I mentioned. Nice pleasing click there. And the pilot light comes on, as it should. Let's turn the dial to play and see what happens. Quite a horrible sound. And you notice there was no audio coming out of the speaker, if there is one in there. I'm presuming there is one, because otherwise why would they put the grill there? The motor was quite noisy, as you heard there, and I don't have the correct oil to lubricate that just yet. People use sewing machine oil because it's quite thin and watery, as opposed to viscous like 3-in-1. It does a better job of these motors, apparently. Let's fast forward a little bit, if that's going to work for us. Maybe we have to be in play. There it goes. Uh-oh. How do you stop? How do you stop? Oh dear, it was running away on us there and got a bit carried away. Rewind. As you can hear, the motor's struggling there for the rewind. Again, it needs lubrication and who knows what else. So that's about all we can do with it in its current state. We need to open it up and see what's in there. Oh, under here are the presumably the erase head and the record playback head. I'm not sure how they've arranged those, as I don't know anything about this unit, don't have the manual or anything. The question arises how to dismantle this. As I mentioned, the screws are missing on the bottom, so it's basically floating just inside there. There we go, so unit is unplugged, and we are going to see if we can get it open. Let me look here. Does that just fall out? It does! Okay, it's the bottom screws we're worried about, and as I mentioned before, those are missing. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. The speaker is missing completely. That is, that looks like one of the wires for it. Where's the other one? Oh my goodness. If we look in the case here, you can see a hole where the speaker was mounted. And in fact, strange as it may seem, I have a speaker that's about that size and shape. That bodes well for a replacement, possibly. Okay, well you can see the motor here. Let's use the non-conductive poker. You can see the motor here. This over here is the switch for the play, rewind and stop. We've got this board here has a relay on it. Then we have this one here will be the amplifier, etc. And then the transformer. Actually, if we turn it this way, we can see some of the bits and bobs in there. It's all quite old, as you can see. But the other thing I was interested in finding was the output jack, or the headphone jack, as it were. And as you can see, that is completely missing too. That hole there is where the output jack is supposed to be. Someone has taken upon themselves to remove it, along with, as I mentioned, the speaker. Now, I don't know which is which here, as I don't have a schematic or a manual or anything. There should be at least one more wire, possibly 3, depending on how they set this up. If they came straight off the speaker with the output jack, that would make sense, and there would only be 2 wires. Welcome back. So I had some progress. This is the output as I showed you earlier, and we just had the 1 wire, and I could not work out where the other one went. I did a whole bunch of experiments, and turns out the ground connection is here under this bar. If I lift this, you'll be able to see. So I put my alligator clip on there. The remnants of the wire that was attached there is still there. That's what I've got it stuck to. I have been experimenting with various speakers. I found these ones that are the same kind of shape as the one that was in here, a little smaller. So these speakers, there's actually 2 of them. These are 6 ohms impedance, and the more common value is 8. So I have an 8 ohm one here, but I have no idea what this machine takes. since it's completely missing out of there. And I could not find any schematics whatsoever, no manuals, nothing like that. There are barely any pictures of this unit online. We're going to hook up the speaker and test and see what it sounds like. When I was testing last night, I had the missing ground attached actually to the ground on the input plugs down here. And what was happening was it was slowing down the motor when I plugged the speaker to that. Let's turn this back over and plug it in and all that good stuff. It's not currently plugged in. Even if you don't have these things plugged in, you've got to watch out for things like capacitors, which can hold a charge. So just a little warning there. So let's turn it over, as I said, and get it plugged in and see what happens. Okay, so we're plugged in, and I had to change the reel last night just in case the one that was in there had nothing on it. I don't think that was a problem. This one says old time, so who knows what's on there. So let's turn it on. Powers up as usual, and we'll crank the volume to about there, I guess. Now, play. And now we just got to hook up this one to the speaker. Okay, so thankfully it's not doing what it was doing last night, and that is slowing down when I attach the speaker. It seems to be running the same speed no matter how that's connected. However, it sounds like it's not playing at the correct speed despite that. This little dealie that I took out of the case earlier, this in fact, it's supposed to live in there, and then you unscrew the top part like so. And then this lifts off. It's a little roller, and then that goes here, like so, over the capstan, and then that gives you a different speed. So let's try that out. Well, mystery solved, I think. This tape is designed to run with the capstan expander on, which makes sense. So there you go. So with that off, it's half speed. It's an interesting way of doing it, but it's one I hadn't thought of. And theoretically, you could probably make that an even wider one. The limit, of course, would be the travel of the pinch roller there. Yeah, cool. We've got two speeds, and it seems to be playing at the correct speed now that I've tried that little trick. The heads are probably disgusting and probably need a clean. This seems to be the correct type of speaker, but I'm going to try the 6 ohm speaker anyway, because it's a kind of a nicer shape for fitting back in the unit. And yeah, let's give this a shot. Cool beans. Well, I think either of those will work. Seeing as how the impedance doesn't matter, I think I'm going to use one of these after all. And the jack will be a switching jack that I have already. The next thing to do is to go to the workbench and start wiring it up. Well, here we are at the workbench, and we have all our bits and bobs here. We have the switching jack, the speaker. This is about 6 ohms, and the right shape to go into the case when we're done. And I've already cut some wires here, so to save us a step. And we need one to go from here to the jack, and then one from the jack to the speaker, and then the same with the ground side. Alright, so that's the positive connection. The negative now has to go to this other remaining lug. All that work and the the thing come undone on me. That's supposed to be attached to there. Okay, so there's our contraption, and now all that remains is to attach these two to the board, and I might need some flux for that. And I might need to snip these ends a little bit. I'm not going to use this wire that they've given us. It's way too thin and sketchy. So we'll cut that off. Then we need our flux. Okay, that's our output. And then over here, where you can't see it, over here is where the other one goes. And we'll do him last because that's a little tricky. We've got other wires to worry about in there, in that same area. So there's our positive, and there's our ground right there. That seems to have been a success, and we didn't melt our wires or desolder anything we shouldn't have. It's fairly clean. There's a bit much on that one, but it's on there, and I don't think it's coming off, so we're good. I should test it at this point, but I'm going to assume everything is hunky-dory. This is already the right size jack. Same size that they used for the other ones, and an 1/8 inch, in other words. That just goes down in there through the existing hole, like that. Perfect. And then we put the nut on. Okay, we'll try this. That's pretty good. Not going anywhere for the moment. Tricky part is to get this all back in the case and to get the speaker attached to that case. Okay, don't make it easy. Alright, a quick look here. There's the speaker back in the case, and just 3 screws. It's on there pretty good. Hopefully now that's not in the way of things when I put this back inside. Not forgetting to feed the cable through there first. Let's just see. Hey, I think we got it. All right. Okay. Let's button things up here and get back to the station. Okay, welcome back from the workbench. As you can see, the earpiece jack is installed. The speaker is also inside here. We don't have time this session to do any more tests, but stick around for the next one when we'll make sure these work, and we'll also have a look at, or have a listen to rather, the good shorts and bad tape. to see what's on those, if anything. Until then, thanks for watching.